May I come in?
Nathan! Since when has the prophet of the Most High God had to ask permission to come in here? Well, of course, I am honored that you have come. Well, surely, you must be thirsty after your journey.
I have a story to tell you.
A story?
Yes. I have come to tell you a story.
Well, I don't believe I've ever heard you tell a story. Very well. I have heard many of your prophecies, though, and never once have they failed nor fallen to the ground. Please, please, come. Let us make ourselves comfortable. Please. Have a seat.
I believe I must stand to tell you this story.
Very well. Ah, Nathan, I shall never forget the time that you came to me with the words that God had given you to speak to me. They are forever burned within my heart. I shall remove you from the pasture and from following your flock to be the leader of my people Israel. I will go with you wherever you go. I will cut off your enemies from before you. And I shall make for you a name that is greater than all of the names of men in the earth. I shall provide a place for Israel, my people, and I shall plant them so that they will have a home of their own and shall never be disturbed. Wicked people shall oppress you no longer, as they did from the beginning, from the time that I appointed leaders over Israel. And I will give you rest from your enemies. And the Lord your God shall establish a house for you. And when your days are over and you rest with your fathers, and offspring shall succeed you, and I shall establish his kingdom forever. And he will build a house for my name. I will establish the rule of his throne forever and ever. I shall be to him a father. He shall be to me a son. And when he does wrong, I will punish him with the rods of men and floggings inflicted by men. But I shall never remove my love from him, as I did from Saul, whom I removed from before you. But of your house and your kingdom, they shall endure before me forever. And I shall establish your throne forever. Ah, Nathan, how those words are burned into my heart as though you spoke them but yesterday.
Oh, David, I too remember that day very well. But there is something that burns in the heart of God that I must tell you.
Nathan, what is it? Something wrong? Has someone hurt you?
Oh, in a manner of speaking, yes, I am hurt. Oh, I am very hurt.
Well, then I must know of this, and I will immediately
but
take...
it is not for my hurt that I have come.
Well, then what is it? How can I help?
I come because the heart of Jehovah is hurt.
Jehovah? Has there been a war declared against the God of Israel, and I have not known of this?
There is. And sadly, I have come to tell you about it. Therefore, I have come to retell your story.
Retell a story?
And this story comes from God himself. And I will tell it to you, even as he told it to me.
Go ahead, go on, very well. I'm listening.
There were two men in a certain town, and one of them was very rich, and the other was poor. And the rich man had many cattle and sheep, but the poor man had but one poor little ewe lamb that it had bought.
Nathan, you remind me of my days of youth. For surely you remember, as a lad I was given the responsibility of all of my father's sheep. Many times I would watch them as they would frolic and dance in the meadow in the sun, so they had not a care in the world.
I'm sure that you have a great many memories. But please, let me continue.
Very well.
This poor man had raised this little lamb. It grew up with him and his family. It danced and they played together. And it ate from his table and drank from his cup. And it even slept in his arms.
I have done the same thing many times, exactly, on the hillside with my father's sheep.
Please! It was like a daughter to him.
Nathan, I love your... I am sorry. Continue.
A certain traveler came through to visit the rich man. And the rich man forbade to take from his own sheep and cattle to give to that which had visited him, but he took the one little ewe lamb from the poor man, and that he dressed and gave to the man who had come unto him.
What? He had done what? Like that? That is unthinkable. That is evil. This rich man bears much guilt, and he is to blame.
You speak the truth.
Nathan, are you telling me that a rich man took the lamb of a poor man and gave it to a complete stranger, even though he had many cattle and sheep of his own?
That is correct.
Then as the Lord liveth, this man must die. He must pay 4 times over the cost of this lamb, because he hath done this horrible thing without any pity at all. Tell me, Nathan, who is this man? And I will see to this myself.